Good morning, OKN. 7:34. Happy Friday to you. You know, Friday's a great day to go out and look at some houses. You need to. You're looking for one. Maybe you're like, man, we're really going to get serious now. It's getting to the holiday season. Can't let my mom keep telling me it's not okay to live in an apartment. I need to do something about this. You need a real estate broker that knows what they're doing, understands the area, cares. And Jeff Sny is one of those. Blue Oak Realty Group. Good morning, Jeff. How are you?
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
All right, so if you're a young 20-something-year-old, we'll say,
Yeah.
you're fresh out of college, got a nice gig in Charlotte, you're bringing in the area median income, we'll say, of $80,000. We'll say that. Can you buy something in Huntersville if you make $80,000 a year?
You can. If you've been watching HGTV, if you're a Pinterest person or whatever, you might be in a little bit of trouble because they don't look like that, right? I mean, that doesn't set the realistic expectations, but no, it's definitely still doable. Something like that, you're going to be in a townhome.
Mm-hmm.
You'd be a 3.2 and a half, probably less than 2,000 square feet. It's possible. Might even take, and this is the way I always prefer it when I buy homes, a little bit of sweat equity. And so, I mean, you're just looking for the solid house and then to make it your own. So if we can get back to tempered expectations, some patience, some pride, and some projects, we might get it done.
Or a starter house, though,
Yeah.
for somebody buying their first house. Is that what you recommend? Maybe a condo or a townhouse to kind of start out and build up that equity?
Townhome is probably preferable to a condo. Condos have their place. When you know that it's going to be more short term, those tend to eat up some of your monthly income a little bit quicker just because of the extra HOA dues and that type of thing. But and it depends too. I mean, if you think you might have the opportunity, what we see, like you bring up that person that has the sweet gig in Charlotte, is doing well, know that they have opportunity in front of them. What we see a lot of times is people are fortunate enough where that first place they buy, that townhome, that condo, they're like, man, I can actually, if we pay attention to our finances, we can get a house, but we can keep this.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now we're talking rental income.
Mm.
Now we're going to start building some personal wealth. And so some people have been lucky enough to do that. I see that in my neighborhood all the time. We have so many different styles of homes to live in where you can just move up your entire life and then scale it back down to your needs. I mean, there's people that are on their third home in my neighborhood.
Oh, wow.
Same neighborhood.
Same neighborhood.
Wow.
And some still own, their first home, and that's their rental income and everything else. So it definitely works out.
And that's why it's important to have an agent that kind of knows the market, knows the area, and can work with you to kind of whatever your trajectory is, whether you want to move from the starter home to the next and the next, or if you just want to build that rental income.
Sure. And I mean, sometimes it means you got to crush a couple dreams, unfortunately. But I mean, they got to have the guidance, because otherwise you get people, they'll get themselves into trouble and in over their head. And you hate to see that too. That's not worth it. So
Let's go to the other end of the spectrum. So you got the first-time home buyer, but then you've also got those that have lived the full life and maybe invested in real estate or gone through that, okay, it's my third home in the same neighborhood, but now the kids are leaving. And now we're at the point of, do we want to go reverse this equation and start downsizing or move to, the beach for retirement or to the mountains for retirement?
Right.
What's it like being a seller in this market right now?
I mean, if we're looking at specifically this time of year, like on the calendar, selling in the holidays, that's kind of a different setup than normal. I mean, we're already seeing, maybe you brought up it's holiday season. You brought that up in your weekly email yesterday, right? And so when we look at it, I'm already seeing Fridays are typically the new listing launch day. It's been the popular day for the last couple, 3 years. And that's been trickling down the last 3 Fridays or so. So we're getting into the seasonal slowdown. But there's a way to still get it done during the holidays. Because, I mean, we're Charlotte, so we got people coming in and out, relocating all the time. You want that home kind of holiday neutral, especially for pictures. If you're going to do a video tour, that type of thing, we don't want to know what season it is. And then from there, you still, don't do your best Buddy the Elf impersonation. We don't need a,
You don't want Santa's workshop in the house.
No, we do not need a satellite
You
location.
might find that one buyer that's their thing, though.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yep.
You never
So,
know.
skip that. You can still do the tree or whatever, but let's not overdo it. Showings are definitely going to be less, but they are going to be a higher quality, right? Because the people that are shopping, once you're really in between the holidays and around Christmas, the people that are shopping then, they're serious. They need to be in something. Otherwise, they're not really doing it.
There's the internet, what you read on it is true. I think that's 99.9% of the time. Everything on the internet is
Exactly,
real.
yes.
99.9
We said that
with
all the time.
remainder on
Yeah.
top. Well, there's one stigma though out there that I question. And that's that people believe that you don't really need a real estate broker, that you can just handle it all on yourself. Maybe you daylight as a, NFL referee, but you know what? You can certainly represent yourself in buying a house then on the weekends.
Yeah.
What do you say to those folks that say that, I don't really need representation. I don't need a professional to really help me through this process?
In that specific scenario, are they calling the tush push correctly or not? If they're not, then that person's in a world of hurt. What do I say to them? I think most times, if you could really look back at, well, I've done it before, I've been successful at it, whatever. If you could really dissect and do a postmortem on that, they got lucky. They got lucky. You see the things that get missed, and it's really on the back end. You might get something for the price that you want, but now it's everything once you're under contract. That's when stuff, you really got to dig, and it could go sideways and, end up with, you just bought yourself a lot of problems after the fact or cost yourself some money. And that's where a professional just really adds the guidance.
You spend a lot of time balancing a lot of different things, right? You got not only just managing the relationship with the other side of the transaction, the buyer or the seller, you've got the inspections, like you said, you've got the lending, you've got all, surveys, you got all kinds of things. So you're kind of like the nucleus, right?
Yeah.
Is communication important in that equation then for as a real estate broker?
It's huge. It's huge. You figure out quickly, how your client likes to communicate, and then if obviously text is much more prominent, and if that's their primary thing, then you just let them know, hey, if I need to have a phone call, that means then it's serious. Otherwise, we'll do this via text or whatever, But and you have to get it done. And if you're in this long enough, you come across a lot of the same people over and over, and you start to build relationships with the other professionals in the area. And that does make it easier because you can have a conversation. You know what you're working with on the other end. You know how they are. And, it helps get it done. Like, look, this is wrong. Let's just figure out a way to get this taken care of and make everyone happy.
We're talking with Jeff Snye of Blue Oak Realty Group, blueoakrealtygroup.com, serving primarily the south side of Lake Norman. Is that the best way to describe it? Or do you go to Timbuktu, or how far are you going?
You hate to say south side of Lake Norman, but that's just how it's worked out.
Yeah.
Huntersville has become my niche over and over and over again. But no, I'll get up to like Troutman or go over to Denver or Concord, something like that. But really it is right where we're sitting, Huntersville, Cornelius, Davidson.
And mostly because primarily you're doing a lot of listings these days.
Yeah.
So for the sellers and for those that want to know what the market is like, can you just put something on and then boom, you get 6 offers tomorrow? Is that kind of how that seller's market's still working?
No.
It takes a little bit more patience now.
Yeah. It's back to what I would describe as like pre-COVID days. You got to put in some time. Probably going to have to do a price adjustment. Got to be reasonable. Got to find the win-win. The leverage is just down a good bit. It's pretty much what we would consider balanced. So, it takes. So with that, that's expectations up front. got to set them.
Regardless of the market, regardless of where you're looking, you want a professional that knows what they're doing, someone who cares, someone who will communicate with you. Jeff Snide, Blue Oak Realty Group, blueoakrealtygroup.com. Thank you, sir. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.